All right, we're looking at function operations today. All right, function operations. Here's what we have first. This is f of n is 2n minus 3. Then we have g of n is 3n plus 5. Okay, we have two different functions here. We want to find f plus g of negative 6. F plus g of negative 6. What this means is this is f of negative 6 plus g of negative 6. All right, so I got to do f of negative 6, so I put negative 6 in that function there. So let me write it over here. F of negative 6 is going to be, I put negative 6 in for n there, so it's going to be 2 times negative 6 minus 3, which is negative 12 minus 3, which is negative 15. All right, so there's f of negative 6 right there. Okay, now I got to do g of negative 6, so I put negative 6 in for n on that one. So g of negative 6, around here, is going to be 3 times negative 6 plus 5. Just type it in your calculator, it's going to be negative 13. All right. So there you go. F of negative 6 plus g of negative 6 is negative 15 plus negative 13, which is negative 28. And there you go. That's my answer. Negative 28 is what f plus g of negative 6 is. Okay, so it's not really that bad. Look at this next one here, okay? H of n is this, g of n is that. Find h divided by g of 0. Okay, h divided by g of 0, that's h of 0 divided by g of 0. Okay, so let's first do h of 0. So I put 0 in the h function, which is 3 times 0 minus 8, which is negative 8. All right, so that's negative 8 right there. Divide by. Now g of 0, all right, g of 0, I put 0 in the g function, which is 4 times 0 minus 7, which is negative 7. So I've got negative 8 divided by negative 7. All right, so when I type that in, negative 8 divided by 7, I just get 8 over 7. Now it will come out to be a decimal, maybe, but I think we'll just leave it as a fraction, 8 over 7, I'm pretty sure. But if you divide it, this here, negative 8 divided by negative 7 is be 1.142, whatever. But I think this one is this. But when I divide these and change it, simplify it, the negatives will cancel. All right. Number 3. We got x to the third power here. This is g function, there's h function. Find g minus h of x. All right, so that's going to be g of x minus h of x. G of x minus h of x. All right, well, g of x, I'm just going to have this right here. Minus, and h of x is just this. And so I'm not putting any numbers in this time because it's just x. So I'm just going to subtract these, which really, when you have expressions like this, you do not want to subtract. We're going to change this to add, and we're going to distribute that minus through here and just make that a negative 5x. And then I add like terms. Well, I've got a negative x to the third, then I have a negative 5x, and then I got a negative 3. And that would be my answer right there. Okay, I've got a negative x to the third, and then I've got this negative 5x, and then I got a negative 3. And that's all I can do. I can't do anything more than that. Okay, what about this number 4 here? All right, here's g function, here's f function. This is f minus g of x. So that's going to be f of x minus g of x. F of x minus g of x. All right, f of x is right here. Negative 5x plus 3 minus g of x is this x squared plus 4x. Okay, now you don't want to subtract, so you're going to distribute that subtract into this expression here. Change this to add. That's going to make that a negative and make that a negative. and then we can add our like terms. So x squared goes first, and I just have this negative x squared. And then here's x terms that go together. Negative 5 plus negative 4 is negative 9x. And then I got this plus 3. And there you go. I think that's all I can do. Okay. What about number 5 right here? G of t is t minus 7, and then h of t is 4t. Find gh, and this means g times h of t. All right, so it's going to be g of t times h of t. That's what this means right here. G of t times h of t. All right, so here's g of t, t minus 7. H of t is 4t, so I'm multiplying those. All right, so I can just distribute, okay? So 4t times t would be 4t squared. And then 4t times negative 7 would be negative 28t. And then there's no like terms, so that's all I can do. Okay, let's go to number 6 here. H of x and g of x. All right, now find g of x times h of x. All right, well, so g of x times h of x. Okay, well, here's g of x right here, 5x plus 4 times h of x. It's going to be x squared plus 6x. Okay, we've got 2 terms and 2 terms. We're going to have to do a box. Okay, we've done this before. I'm going to have 5x plus 4 on top of the box. I'm going to have x squared plus 6x on the side of the box. So right here in this one, 5x times x squared would be 5x to the 3rd power. Right here, 4 times x squared would be 4x squared. All right, in this one, it's 5x times 6x. It's going to be 30x squared. And in this one, it's going to be 4 times 6x, which is 24x. And then add my like terms. It looks like these two here are like terms. So I've got a 5x to the 3rd. Then I've got 4 plus 30, which is 34x squared. Then I got a 24x. When I add these together now, I don't change my exponents there. So there you go. There's my answer for that one. Okay. What about 7? All right, f of x, g of x. Now find f plus g of x. So that's, again, going to be f of x plus g of x. All right, f of x is x squared minus 4x. G of x is x plus 3. So we're going to add these together. All right, well, we don't have to do any changing because it's plus. If it's a minus is when you change them, so we're good here. We're good here on this one. So we got our like terms. So starting with our highest power, x squared would go first. And then these two are like terms. So negative 4 plus 1 would be negative 3x. And then this 3 here has no like terms. So there we go. That's all we can do. All right, let's go to number 8. Number 8, we got g of n, f of n. Find g of n divided by f of n. All right, g of n divided by f of n. All right, here's g of n squared plus 6 divided by f of n, which is 5n plus 7. Okay, now when we divide on them, this first one goes on top, so I'm going to do it like this. N squared plus 6 over 5n plus 7. And then when I divide this, I can't divide just one term by one term. I got to divide all this by all this, and there's really no dividing I can do, so I'm just going to have to leave it like that because it won't simplify none at all. Here's another divide one. See, g divided by f of a. All right, so this time I'm just going to go ahead and put it on top here. G is this divided by f, which is that, and that's all I can do. I can't divide this 7 with that 7 because I got to divide the 3 and I got to divide the 4, and so I can't do anything with this. So just have to leave it. And here's the last one. All right, here's h of n, here's g of n. Now do h of n plus g of n. H of n plus g of n. Well, here's h of n to the 3rd plus 6n. And then here's g of n, 5n plus 2. Okay, it's a plus, so I don't do any changing. If it's a minus here is when I change this after it. And I do my like terms, so starting with the end of the third, he's first. And then I don't have any n squared terms. Now here's the n terms. These two go together, so 6 plus 5 would be 11 n. And then I have this plus 2. And nothing goes together, so I'm done. Okay, so there you go, man. That's function operations. So contact me if you need any help or if you have any questions, okay? So have a great rest of the day.